Good afternoon. How are you? I hope you're well. I'm out truck driving, and we've got some challenge ahead of us. So we got the mighty Reedhurst Kenworth. So I had a little bit of trouble with my air dryer, but I was able to get it reset. Here it is right here. Get it in order. She's holding up. Things got to be right when you come down this hill. This is a real thing. I'm venting just slightly. I have a pressure trailer, and that's normal. Check my tires. Nice and cool. This is the pop out if there's been a heat event in the hub. Thing looks good. Tread. Okay. Nice and cool. Pop outs in. Okay. This is a mandatory brake stop. Pop out. Nice, cool. Good tread. Good tread. Okay. I've got my automatic air through system right here. And this is the on-off valve for the air through, and it runs into the axles and it comes out here, right like that. Make sure your tires are perfect all day, every day. Tires wear a long time. Keeps things safe. All right. I'm at high elevation. I'm winded easily. I need to get in better shape. And everything looks real good. Everything's cool. Everything looks good. We've got Reedhurst Mighty Kenworth number 273. Yes, sir. All right, let's get rigged up a little bit, and we'll go truck driving. We'll say a prayer, and then we'll go. Dear Lord, I'm thankful for the beauty and the opportunity to drive this challenge. Please go before me and prepare a way for me to get down off this hill and protect me. Please bless my wife at home and bring us back together safe and good at the end of the work, Lord, I pray. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, this is Highway 14A in the Bighorn Mountains of Wyoming, and it's a big challenge. This is a big hill, and it's called the most dangerous highway in Wyoming, and you better have it together when you do this one. So I had a little bit of trouble with this truck last week. I had it in the shop, and let's check. This ain't good, fellas. All right. Because we ain't going nowhere. Compressor won't kick on and build air. I just like it trolleys in neutral, like it doesn't get the signal that it's time to build air. I'm just about ready to come off this mountain up here, big mountain, and I don't have any cell service, so I'm gonna walk up over here, gain a little elevation, and maybe get just get some line of sight or something. Maybe I can get a little cell signal and call somebody. All right, guys, this has been a long afternoon. Okay, I lost all my air. My air dryer went bad on me, and I'm still up here on the mountain. I'm getting ready to go truck driving. I got it fixed. I didn't have any service. I had to hike in the mountains a lot to go find some service and talk to the company. I was able to fix it, get it running. The sun's going down. It took me a long time to get this thing up and running. She's good, and I pulled out. We grabbed a hold of the steering wheel. Next 10% grade, next 13 miles. Let's go truck driving. Get her in a good gear. Air pressure's holding solid. Let's see here, get everything in order. We're gonna have the sun in our face a lot, but let's go do it. Let's go do it. Okay, let's try this gear right here. Just let things roll easy. Big steep hill, 10% grade for 13 miles, and air pressure is 125. Everything's working properly. I tested it, made sure everything was good. The sheriff, deputy, 2 different ones stopped by to check on me just as I got it working. I appreciate those boys checking on me. Everything's right. I'm sure we got a lot of sun in that window. I don't know, that's all we can do. I have 2 cameras, and I left one of them on while I was working, and the other one is it went dead because I just didn't turn it off. So we're just gonna do a 1 camera deal. Lucky to get it down the hill. Happy to get the truck out of there. It wasn't in a very good spot. But this is the biggest hill that I drive on. That of everywhere that I've ever been, this is the biggest hill. And the sheriff stopped, talked to me a minute, the deputy, and he said, "Now you do know this hill up here?" And I said, "I've been on it. I've been over it in the truck. I know the hill. Thank you for warning me." He said, "You have it together on that hill now?" And I said, "Yes, sir. I got it." So we're coming up on the first runaway truck ramp, and you only go 1 mile before you come to the first one. So there it is. People tend to have a bad habit of parking right there. It's a big no parking sign, but people do it. They park in the runaway truck ramp just for. It's crazy, but it happens. People do it. All right, I've got a little white Jeep behind me, like a Jeep Liberty or something. I don't know. So I walked way up on the hill. I was right where I was broke down was right beside the wonder what that was all about. Right where I broke down was right beside where the medicine wheel is. The turn for the medicine wheel is right there, and 10% grade next 11 miles. Right there's the sign. Great cooling turnout, 2 miles. All right. They burn up, they call this the most dangerous highway in Wyoming. They burn up a lot of stuff up here. Some people get killed, underestimate, aren't ready for, don't have the concept down right. And maybe a mechanical failure would take you out. So you have to really be on it. The truck's working good now. The mechanic in the shop, there's a bunch of deer. The mechanic in the shop, we worked on it on Sunday. I brought it in Saturday night with a lot of warning lights on the dash. about the DEF system, the diesel exhaust fluid system, the diesel particulate filter. All of that stuff was throwing a fit. I really don't know what all was going on. I had lights everywhere about that. Problem I had today was completely unrelated to that, but Kyle, he got in there, and I don't know what all he did. He was on it for quite a while, and he got all the lights to go out, and got all that diesel exhaust fluid filter business working right again. The truck will try to derate itself if that ain't working. I hadn't got to the point where it had derated. I think it derated at one point for a little bit, where like it cut the power to 50% or something, and then it got over that and went back to full power. But I still had lights everywhere, and Kyle, he spent a lot of time working on that, and got her good, and I appreciate his work. This was a air dryer was wrecked on me there at the pullout, and I was able to get that all cleaned up, and I spent a lot of time laying under the truck. I really didn't have the right tools that I needed, and that was what was so hard. I had to kind of make some parts that make some tools and parts and things that I needed to make that work right. Next 10 miles, steep grade, sharp curves, use lower gear. But it all, it happened at the top of the hill. It didn't happen halfway down the hill or something. That air pressure in these trucks is critical, and I needed it to work, and it did. And I'm very thankful that it come together for me. That old sun is coming in. It's kind of a nice old night, nice and cool to work on the truck, but I'm a little stiff and sore from laying underneath of it for all those hours that it took me to get it in order and put it back together. Boy, it's quite the scene off to my left over here. 25 miles per hour. I'm running about 20. Boy, it's beautiful over here on the left. For where I was at, was a pretty good spot to be. It was beautiful there where I was broke down. Having no cell service was kind of a bummer. I hiked way up on the hill. Here's another one. It says, warning, 10% grade, sharp curves, next 9 miles, all trucks with trailers, use low gear, brake, cooling, turnout. Well, I haven't touched my brakes, so I'm gonna ride along here. They have places for you just to park and let everything cool if you need to. All vehicles use lower gear. 10% next 9 miles, right there. Shut it way back here. You never know what you're going to come around the corner and find on this hill. The truck has a automatic auto shift transmission, 12-speed, and I've got it in manual mode. We are all hands on deck looking at all the gauges. Everything is really well. All right. It's got quite a bit of smoke in the air. I'm not quite sure where. Must be a wildfire somewhere. And then you add the, you know, driving into the sunset real hard like this. I'm sure that video's gonna really pick up the smoke. Runaway truck ramp, 1 mile. I have never used a runaway truck ramp. I've had people tell me it tear the front wheels clear off your truck when you go into one, but man, when they get away, it's terrifying. So if you need to use one, you have to do it, but that's not us, not today. Okay, we're running about 1450 RPMs. I'm running 20, and I'm just keeping her back nice. I'm gonna go ahead and flip the engine fan on just for the extra drag that it makes. Here's another sign. Next 8 miles, steep grade, sharp curves, use lower gear. And we are. I'm in 7th gear. But I'll give you some landmarks that we came by. I came past a place called Burgess Junction on Highway 14, and then it splits, and there's Highway 14 and Highway 14A. And I took Highway 14A because I can go right down here to where the load goes. So, and there's, if you look it up on Google, it says not recommended for trucks. So, but I enjoy the challenge, and you can go all the way out and around and go different ways. You don't have to drive this road. Look, there's quite a few extra miles, but they're worth it if you're not comfortable doing this. Very nice night. The truck is a 20. Yeah, that's how old I am. The truck is a 2020 Kenworth. I got the truck new in 2020. I put all the miles on it that's on it. The truck has a PACCAR engine in it. I think it's set at 480 horsepower, something like that. And they put a new, warranted the motor, put a new motor in it at 400,000 miles. Motor, the camshaft came unwound, so she's got a lot of new parts under the hood, and here's the runaway truck ramp. That's a wild go right there. It says no parking right at the bottom of the hill. So don't. but the air pressure is right there. It's never bobbled. I have kept my eyes peeled on that. The air is so critical in these trucks, you know. So she's sitting there right on 125, just sitting there. Good deal. That's the full operating pressure. The air compressor's just keeping her right there. Yes, sir. Kind of like an airplane mechanic, you got to trust your own work. Go up in the airplane. Oh, I'll trust your own work. I knew I had it. I got ready to leave and ran an air test on it. It wouldn't build air. I pumped the brake pedal and the air went down and it wouldn't come back up. So I ran that air test. So then I got back in that little parking area where I was, and I spent quite a bit of time just thinking about what was wrong and fixing it, getting the tools that I could work with, and getting it put back together. So there was no cell service. I hiked way up to the side of a mountain up over there, got way up there, and about wore myself out doing that, and then I was able to send some text messages, and I never really got anybody on the phone. I never got enough service for that, but I could text, talk to my boss about what I was dealing with, and get on back to the truck, and I took a little break from that. It was pretty strenuous, and boy, that is a view looking down over the side of that. Yes, sir. I'm running about 15 here, and that feels about right. I could probably, the engine brake's what I'm holding it back with. I haven't touched the foot feet. I've been just using the engine brake the whole way. And you keep your brakes cool. If I come around the corner and there's something wrong, I have cool brakes and I'm in a good gear, well, I can just stop, you know. I got a Jeep behind me. They look like they're in a hurry. They've got an off-road, looks like a off-road, rigged up to kind of go off-road with. So yeah, the company that I work for, Reed Hurst, they have you know, we have a shop and 2 mechanics at our location, and you tell them there's something wrong with the truck, they fix it right now, and they're on it. You know, they have all the tools, and they don't put stuff off or something. We're a hazardous materials carrier, and we work hard at keeping the trucks up, keeping them legal. Mechanics and boy, they're at it, you know. This was something that came out of nowhere, just so. I've worked here for 24 years. Let me think. Will this be 24 years here in here at the end of October? I will have worked here 24 years. So the terminal manager has been here for all of those years, and so they know when I work on something, what I'm capable of or not capable of, and they listen to what I say. I listen to what they say. It's good communication, and And so I sent them the text messages about what I was dealing with so that they would know I wasn't on schedule. I'm behind schedule now, but necessarily I had to deal with that. So I work with some good people there in Cheyenne, some good drivers and some good management, and the shop, mechanics. We all elbow each other, but we got each other's back. So it's a pretty good deal. Been a good deal for me. But keep the truck in a gear that will hold it back, and I've got it in 7. We're turning, when I'm only turning about 1200 RPMs here. Keep those brakes, the foot brake, cool by not using it. A lot of times, you know, get going down a hill and the gear you're in is almost holding the truck back, but not quite. So touch a brake a few times here and there going down the hill to keep your speed down, but still get down the hill as fast as possible. But the best deal is to come down the hill letting your engine brake do all the work and not use your foot brake whatsoever. If you're having to kind of add foot brake to it, you ought to be 1 gear lower than the one you're in, and get those brakes cool so you're not using them whatsoever, especially on a big hill like this, because this would be over in a heartbeat out here. We got a pickup behind me. He's got a trailer with like a side-by-side on it, maybe. They've been up in the hills on some of the trails. There's some off-road trails back over in there, and I've driven some of the trails out here. Wow, just a very few, but my wife and I came up here. We really enjoyed it. We'd like to come back and do a little more exploring. Just a 4-wheel drive pickup. Really fun. It's very real out here. You don't want to come up short out here. Looks like my camera battery is getting tired. There he goes. He's getting her back to town too. nice and cool. It says the outside temperature is 78. It's going to crack the window and see what it felt like out there. Says point of interest. Five Springs Falls. The sign here says 10% grade next 4 miles. I don't know if my battery's going to hold out for all that, but we're going to try. I really don't want to stop and change out batteries and go again. I'd like just to have a continuous flow all the way down the hill. Keep my brakes nice and cool and even, and man, I can't stress that one enough. So all right. Wow, we had quite the day. I'm here at Lovell, Wyoming. The battery went dead up on the hill, and I wasn't going to change it. I was going to keep right on going and keep a continuous flow down the hill. It went real well. The whole trip down the hill went very well. So just had to get the truck fixed right, and it did. You'll see here that there's no check engine lights. Everything's normal. Now, we don't make very good fuel mileage, trucking in the mountains. But you have to get it through. So I'm very thankful for a safe trip. We're here at the truck stop. Can you see it? Not really. I am hungrier than a stray cat, and I'm gonna go get a large glass of iced tea. I'm a little bit sunburned and I hiked up in those mountains, and I wore myself out, and I crawled around under the truck, and I did get it fixed, and it really worked nice. You'll see here that air pressure is sitting right there on 125. Yes, sir. Held steady all the way down the hill, and I was very happy to make it on into Lovell, Wyoming now. And I hope you're able to deal with the hard things that come at you. That was a wallow to wrestle down through there. And I hope you're able to deal with the hard things that come into your life and get on through. I'm very thankful that today turned out like it did. And so have a good evening. Bye now.